All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another broadcast of Project 365, where we aim to bring hope, encouragement, and inspiration to the entire world. My name is Takara Swan, and I will be your host today, filling in for our president and CEO of Trophy of Life, which is Miss Portia Wheatley. Today, we have something a little different for you. So before we start, I just want to remind you to go to our YouTube page, like, share, subscribe, so you can be a part of our team and help us spread hope, encouragement, and inspiration. Now today, as you know, our Thanksgiving holiday is coming up, which means what? That means every store out there is putting up Christmas decorations already. And what better way to get you in the holiday spirit than to share some arts and crafts with you with a wonderful guest who knows how to make the most decorative bows and wreaths. She has an amazing YouTube channel, and I encourage you to check that out. We'll put that information in our comment section. But I want to welcome Miss Catherine Parker, also known as Miss Kay. How are you today?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. You have the floor.
Hi, I'm Kay, and today I was asked to share with you some bows so that you could get started early, getting some things together for the holidays. And I'm going to start with 3 of the simplest bows I know. A lot of people say they can't make bows, but I'm going to try to show you 3 easy ways to make where anybody can make a bow. One of the things you have to think about with making a bow is the type of ribbon you use. And I recommend when you're starting to use a woven ribbon that will look something like this. I have another example. I don't know if you can see it better with this. It's not silky. It's not soft. It has a nice firm fabric feel to it, and it's easier to grip and work with. So, and then I want to share that cost of ribbon can be kind of crazy. So what you want to do, if you have it available, if you can start at some place like Sam's Club, the membership places, Costco, BJ's or something like that in your area, you can get a roll of 50 yards of ribbon for $8. And if you go in Michael's, you'll find 10 yards for about the same price. So you'll have plenty to work with and you'll have plenty to practice with. So the first bow I wanted to share, make sure that's out the way, is if you take a piece of ribbon, and I've cut this about 17 inches, and you simply fold it over. Try to hold it up so you can see. One side gets folded over that way and the other one crosses over it. Sorry. And what you have is this, just simply crossed over each other, a little bit extending past both sides here. And then what I'm going to do is just gather it. I'm going to try to do this in the air. I'm used to doing it on the table. But you just start to gather it together. And you can see how that came right into a little bow shape. These are tinsel ties. You can get these in any craft store. I actually used to get mine at Dollar Tree. Great prices there. You just take that and wrap it around the center of your bow. And then the back, you're just going to twist it tight. And that quickly, you have a bow.
Nice.
You have something to attach it with in the back. And then as far as, these are called the bow tails that hang down. For small bows, I tend to just cut them. Let's see how I'm going to do this. At an angle. It's not quite right. Give them a finished look. And we'll also talk about another way to cut the tails. So the bow is made of your loops at the top and the 2 tails at the bottom. So that's one of the simplest bows you can make. The second one I want to do is to show you one of the big fancy bows. What'll look fancy in the end. It's really easy to make. And when I point out when I gather these bows in the center, what I'm doing is making like a pleated fold. Am I getting an angle? See how that paper is pleated? We used to do this for all different types of things and as kids. That's the same thing I'm doing when I say I'm gathering up the bow. I'm just pleating it together. So I have some strips here. I think I cut them at 20 inches. And what I'm going to do is bring them together in the middle here. Bring both ends together. And I'll put a dab of glue here. I'm sorry I didn't get this done ahead of time. I was running a little late. So see if I can do that. I think that's going to take too much time. So what I'm going to do is just gather them and then show you. I'm going to put them together and then show you what I'm going to do. Another one of my secret weapons I use all the time because you only have two hands are simple clothespins. Great for holding things together for you. So I'm going to start with this black and white. Bring these together just on the ends. And normally, like I said, they would be glued together. Okay. What I'm going to do is bring that down flat so that the open end is in the center. Another thing you want to think about when picking your ribbon is to get wired ribbon on the ends. There's wire built into the edges. That will help to hold the bow shape. So I'm going to put all 4 of these down here. And I'm just trying to make sure I keep the parts of wood together in the center. Normally you wouldn't be fighting with it like I am because they would be glued together or attached together. So now that I've got all 4 here, again, I'm going to gather them right in the center. So this is the first part. Now again, because I only have 2 hands, this is called a bow maker. And I'm going to cheat today and use this to help you. So it's simply going to just hold everything I've put together so far. If you choose to get a bow maker, they're not expensive. This one I think was $12, Michael's. And I'm going to do the same thing again with 4 more pieces of ribbon. Just so we can get some contrast, some different colors, and it adds a little life to our bows. I've been crafting since I was, as long as I can remember. I remember as a kid, I liked to crochet and do things like that. I enjoy putting things together. I feel like the great creator. I'm putting things together with my hands. It can be very soothing. Again, I'm going to gather this in the center. It can be very soothing. Put that in there to hold it. And you see this is getting kind of thick, but it still works out. Do these one at a time now. No, it's not going to hold. It can be very, it can be very soothing. When you're working on a craft, you tend to be so focused on it that you forget everything else. So it helps to release stress. So for these, I'm putting together, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go back and explain some of the things I did. The black and white ribbon was cut at 20 inches. The red ribbon here on top with the ho-ho-hos on it was cut at 20 inches. And then this with the reindeer, I cut it 18 inches because I want it to be a little shorter, and I'll explain why when I get them all together. Got all these ribbon in here. You see it's quite a stack. I'm going to take a zip tie, and you can use these tinsel ties again if you want. These are a lot stronger. They will hold the bow together a lot sturdier, especially when you have a really thick bow. The zip tie I'm just going to wrap around, get that little zip as I pull it together. Then I'm going to lift this out of here and pull my zip tie more toward the center of my bow. All right. Pull it together a little tighter. I want the black and white ribbon to be on the bottom, so I'm putting the back of the zip tie here. Now it's not completely tight because I want room to move these around. And this is what next step is called shaping your bow. And you're simply going to start twisting it out, bringing some pieces to each side. The zip tie is tight enough that it's going to hold it in place. It's not going to let them go. When I say that, probably one will get out. You see how I've just fanned them out? I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. One of the problems people have with making a bow is that when they're making it, it does not look like a bow. It looks like a bunch of craziness. And you really have to just keep going until you get to the end. And then you'll see, oh, I did make a bow. So I've got my bottom layer fanned out. And then I'm going to start with the next layer, the red and white. I'm the ones that say ho, ho, ho. Go to both sides here. This is really different doing it in the air. So used to working on the table. So have you tried this before here?
I have not tried it
You have
before,
not?
but no, I have not, but I'm going to definitely. I actually like doing arts and crafts a lot, but I have not made a bow yet. So this will be something good for me to try.
Okay. Now I'm having some difficulties because I'm doing this in my hands. I'm kind of pushing things back together as I'm trying to pull things apart. Bear with me. So you can see it's starting to spread out. So I'm going to do the same thing with the top layer. Put this down so I can really work. And you can't be afraid to pull on them. They won't go anywhere. You can be kind of rough with it just to get them shaped up like you want them. Okay, so now that looks like a bunch of craziness. And I'm going to pull it together a little tighter now. The zip tie, so make sure I can really yank on them, get them like I want them. So it's as tight as it's going to be. And this is where you just start opening these loops. And just take your hand, put it inside, and kind of open them up. And you can see it starts coming to life.
Mm-hmm.
What started as a bunch of jumbled ribbon, big shape.
Nice, nice. Now, while you're doing that, let me ask you. So, what made you start getting into crafting bows?
And doing the bows.
Mm-hmm.
I am. Those that know me know I'm a lover of all things Christmas. I always say it that way. I'm one of those people who decorate everything in the house. not just a room. I decorate the entire house. If you go in the bedroom, you may find a tree. If you go in the guest room, you're going to find at least a centerpiece on the dresser. I remember someone coming to my house one year and saying, "Oh my gosh, you even decorated the bathroom." Yep, I decorated the bathroom with all the holiday towels and things. And so, decorating is wonderful, but it can get costly.
Yeah.
So my thing was to try to make as many things as I could myself. So I make my wreaths. You need some bows for that. My swags. I decorate the tree. I am known for grabbing things, even secondhand items from the thrift store, taking them, refinishing them, painting them, doing whatever I need to do so I can put new life into them and use them in my decor. And when you look at my decor, you don't know, what came from the thrift store or what came from Michael's or Home Goods or anywhere else. I do them all. So the bows is about, sorry, I gotta look at it a little bit now. My last little bit shaking in here. It was just about, being able to do some things at a good price.
Okay. Now, you said you do wreaths and other things as well?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yes.
for someone they consider themselves not a great crafter. Now, I always think anybody can do arts and crafts because art is just, a form of expression and it doesn't have to be perfect. But for someone who can, oh, that's so pretty. That's good. That's good. Now, see, go ahead.
No, I was going to say probably use a little more shaping because I'm doing it in the air. I'm kind of mashing things as I do it. But if you have it down flat, you can do a lot better with the shape. And then simply opening the loops and kind of pulling the loops to the side so you can see a little bit of everything.
Now, depending on where you go in the store, guys, I know you've seen bows just like that. It can be quite costly, especially if you want to get more than one. So this is a great way for you to try to, engage in crafting and, watch this broadcast. It's basically a wonderful tutorial of how to do a bow that it did not take her much time. And it's going to look amazing. So now let's say someone's not a good crafter. They say, okay, I can't do arts and crafts. I'm too busy. Do you also sell items like this?
Yes, I do have an Etsy shop. I'm not selling bows this year because I have a huge amount of orders already for bows. So I won't have the time to do any more bows. I do have a few wreaths online and I'll be putting some more in the Etsy shop. And it's the same name, Kay's Creative Home, that you'll see posted for my YouTube channel. So you can find me on Etsy under that name. But like you said, the cost can be tremendous. And this huge roll, if you get 3 of these are all from Sam's Club. So 3 different rope spools of this for a total of $21. Whew, and you can probably make 30 bows at least.
Oh yeah, that's a tremendous cost savings. Tremendous cost savings. So guys, I just encourage you to engage in arts and crafts, especially this holiday season. You can have, of course, be safe because COVID's still out there. You can have little craft gatherings with your friends, sip some hot cocoa, some apple cider, whatever you'd like. And, just spend time with your loved ones and create something beautiful for the holidays like Miss Kay has done here. And I'm telling you, I think you should just give it a try. This year, I am in a Secret Santa little pool here. So I think I'm going to try to make a bow for my Secret Santa present. Now, if I do that, I will definitely send it to you so you can see how I've done. Be my first bow that I've made. But this is such a great cost-effective way, guys, to create something beautiful. And I'm telling you, and you know this, if anyone has looked at Christmas decorations, unless you're buying them off season, they're going to be expensive. They could really add up. So trust the process here. Miss Kay has shown us a great thing that she does, and you can do it too. Now, if you are not a good crafter, please go to her Etsy page and support her store there. Go to her YouTube page, subscribe. I've already subscribed today. And I was like, okay, I see some good things. I see some wreaths here. I see some nice things going on. So I think I'm thoroughly going to enjoy doing these crafts here. Now, Ms. Kay, is there anything else you want to say about crafting, your love for it, anything at all?
I'll just say that on the YouTube, I have a playlist, a whole series of how to make a bow. So any type of bow, any different types of material, from working with rope to working with ribbon, different ways to make probably about 30 different types of bows. So, you know, if you want to check out more, you'll find it there on the YouTube channel. And just thank you for having me today.
Of course, of course. And I'm always, I'm always going to encourage you guys to just try it out. But I also want to challenge some of our male viewers out there. You know, women love handmade gifts. I think, if you're like, hey, let me try to get some extra points this season. If you, whatever you're buying, and I'm telling you, if you hand make a bow and say, babe, I made this for you, she's going to love it. So I just encourage you guys to do that. Everyone loves thoughtful handmade gifts. But until then, thank you all for joining us on our broadcast today, where we are bringing hope, encouragement, and inspiration 365 days of this year. I believe today is day 316. So we're giving you plenty of time to watch this video, share it with your friends, your family, and create maybe new traditions and start new crafts, just like Ms. Kay has done here, or you can go ahead and support her store. So until next time, we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you all have a great Friday. See you later.
Bye now.